Stop everything. David Starkey has just unleashed a political bombshell that could rewrite the future of Britain forever. What he revealed about the next Prime Minister isn't just shocking, it's downright terrifying. Could Keir Starmer's leadership plunge the UK into a hidden authoritarian nightmare? Stay with us as we expose the explosive truth that no one's talking about. And before we dive in, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of this unfolding drama. David Starkey, a historian known for his razor-sharp intellect and controversial opinions, has turned his critical gaze onto Keir Starmer, the man expected to be the next Prime Minister of Britain. Starkey, a figure who has spent his career dissecting the nuances of British power, isn't mincing words this time. He's issued a stark warning. Starmer's leadership, he claims, could lead the UK down a path toward a subtle but dangerous form of authoritarianism, one that could fundamentally alter the freedoms we take for granted. But why should we listen to Starkey's assessment? Because history often whispers its warnings to those willing to listen. Starkey's understanding of historical patterns allows him to see risks that others might miss, making his critique particularly relevant now, as the UK navigates a complex landscape of economic uncertainty, social divisions, and global challenges. Starkey begins by painting a detailed picture of Keir Starmer, not merely as a politician, but as a person. He describes a leader seemingly devoid of warmth, humour, or charisma, qualities Starkey views as crucial for truly effective leadership. This isn't just about surface-level charm. Starkey argues that Starmer's lack of these qualities hints at a deeper issue, a rigid and unyielding approach to governance that could stifle public discourse and democratic debate. Starkey draws a contrast between Starmer's style and that of past leaders who, despite their imperfections, possess the ability to connect with the public on a personal level. He suggests that Starmer's stern demeanour and legalistic mindsets may alienate voters and lead to a government detached from the realities of everyday life. One of Starkey's most alarming assertions is that Starmer's potential premiership could mirror the lockdown era, a period marked by unprecedented levels of government control, restrictions on movement, and limitations on free expression. Starkey warns that the lessons from the lockdown haven't been learned. Instead, the mechanisms of control risk becoming permanent under Starmer's administration. He points to the expansion of surveillance capabilities, the rise of cancel culture, and the growing influence of unelected bureaucrats as signs that Britain is drifting towards authoritarianism. Starkey fears that Starmer's government will continue to prioritise control over liberty, using the guise of public safety to justify the curtailment of fundamental freedoms. Perhaps the most explosive part of Starkey's critique is warning about the rise of what he calls the blob, a network of unelected officials, judges, civil servants, and quangos who wield significant power behind the scenes. Starkey argues that Starmer's Labour Party is increasingly relying on this blob to circumvent democratic accountability. This shift, Starkey claims, threatens the very foundation of British democracy. Power is being transferred away from elected representatives and into the hands of faceless institutions that operate without public scrutiny. The consequence, Starkey warns, could be a de facto one-party state, where dissent is suppressed and opposing voices are marginalised. Starkey also challenges Starmer's carefully cultivated image as a political moderate. While Starmer presents himself as a centrist, Starkey suggests that this is merely a strategic facade. Beneath the surface, Starmer's policies and alliances reveal a more radical agenda aimed at consolidating power and reshaping British society according to a specific ideological vision. Starkey highlights Starmer's connections with trade unions, his stance on immigration, and his approach to law and order as evidence that his leadership may not be as centrist as it appears. This revelation challenges the mainstream media's portrayal of Starmer as a safe and reliable choice for the nation. The core of Starkey's bombshell is his explicit warning that Starmer's leadership could lead to a fundamental transformation of the UK's political system, one that sidelines democratic institutions in favour of centralised control. He predicts the emergence of a soft authoritarianism, where power is concentrated in the hands of a few unelected elites. This moment is particularly impactful because it compels viewers to reassess their perceptions of Starmer. It's not just a critique of policy, it's a warning about the very future of British democracy. Starkey's words carry significant weight in a country still grappling with the consequences of Brexit, the pandemic, and increasing political polarisation. Starkey's concerns resonate with historical instances where democratic institutions were gradually undermined by the centralisation of power. He draws parallels with past regimes that began with promises of stability, but ultimately devolved into repression. By invoking these historical echoes, Starkey urges viewers to remain vigilant and question the narratives presented by those in power. Unsurprisingly, Starkey's comments have ignited fierce debate. Supporters argue that his warnings serve as a crucial wake-up call, highlighting risks that mainstream politicians and media outlets ignore. Critics accuse Starkey of spreading fear and exaggerating Starmer's intentions. This very controversy is indicative of the deep divisions within British society regarding the direction of the country and the government's role in citizens' lives. Starkey's critique also aligns with a broader discussion about the future of Western democracy. Across the globe, traditional political parties face challenges from populist movements, technological disruptions, and evolving public expectations. The UK is no exception. David Starkey's explosive critique of Keir Starmer compels us to confront difficult questions about leadership, democracy, and the future of Britain. Will Starmer's leadership bring stability and progress, or will it usher in a new era of centralised control and diminished freedoms? How can citizens hold their leaders accountable in an age of increasing bureaucratic power? What do you think about Starkey's warnings? Are they a necessary caution or an overblown alarm? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis insightful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for more in-depth political content, and share this video with friends and family. Together, let's stay informed and engaged as Britain's political story unfolds.